Hello everyone, I am Colton, also known as the Canadian Nerd, and in the Marvel Champions community there are tons of great, amazing creators out there. However, there are some things even those creators haven't touched. Custom content. So here I am filling in the void. On this channel, I will be looking at custom content for Marvel Champions. Over the hero itself, its identity cards, its nemesis set and obligation, its main stick of how it sticks out, as well as some cards to recommend on building deck for each and every aspect in Marvel Champions. Hope you guys enjoy it. This is my first video, so might be a bit rough, but here we are. If you like it, do all the standard like, comment, subscribe, you know, stuff at this point. And let's get started with the very first hero I'll be covering, Sonic the Hedgehog. Alright, so let's see what we got. So, starting off with the identity card, of course. Sonic has recovery of 3, a hand size of 6, and 10 hit points. So, pretty standard all things considered. He has a Hedgehog trait, and a really good ability. The ability Impulsive Nature. Action. Discard a number of cards from your hand, draw that many cards. So what this essentially is a free mulligan anytime you're in Alter Ego, which for Sonic is really good, as there's a lot of really great cards in the deck that you want to get out ASAP. And that mulligan will help you do that. So, let's flip over to hero side, why don't we? So, on hero side, he has 1 to every stat, hand size of 5, so again, pretty standard. The team starter trait, and then his ability, which is what makes him unique. His ability, gotta go fast. A response. After Sonic uses a basic power, he gets +1 thwart, +1 attack, and +1 defense until the end of the round. Then once per round for each power. So let me explain what this means. So basically, let's do, as a scenario, an example, let's say you against a villain and you start by thwarting. After that thwart, he gains +1 thwart, +1 attack, +1 defense. Then let's say, for example, you ready, and then attack. After attack, you now at 3 thwart, 3 attack, and 3 defense. So really, really good. So now let's look at some identity cards. Starting with Tails, his signature ally. A thwart of 2, attack of 1, each taking 1 consequential damage, and then a 2 cost. With a wide as a resource, that's pretty helpful. He has the aerial trait with 2 HP. His ability, hero action. Exhaust Tails and return him to your hand. You get +1 to your choice of either thwart, attack, or defense to the end of the round. So what this basically is, it's like a skilled investigator, armored vest, those type of cards. But only for the 1 turn. But that still can be helpful to do that 1 more bit of damage, plus the sun's ability. That +1 can go a long way. So next up, we have a few copies of Wedding Rains. He'll interrupt defense. After you defend an enemy attack, stun the enemy. They took no damage on attack when he's stunning. So, no matter what, if you defend, you just get a 1 cost stun, plus, similar to something like a perfect defense, you can also ready, which is really good. A few copies of that. Then we have Spin Dash. Heal Interrupt. Attack. Do damage to an enemy equal to your attack, and this attack defeats the enemy, return this card to your hand. So, what makes this card even better is if you read it, it's Heal Interrupt, not Heal Action. Which means during the villain phase, you can use this, which is crucial. Because at that point, without anything else on the board, you could potentially have an attack of 3, assuming you thwarted, attacked, then defended. So it's just a free 1 cost, bam, whack it for 3, and it kills them. Go back to your hand to do it later. Really helpful card. Then we have Super Sonic. A 3 cost event that's a condition and superpower. Heal action. When he's slunk and heal 3 damage from him, you get +1 thought, +1 attack, and +1 defense to the end of the round. That is very good. It heals plus to your stats and readies. So it's just an extender essentially, which is insane. And for 3 cards, it does practically everything you could ever want from a card. The only thing it doesn't do is draw cards. That's it. So make sure to always keep it on hand. So we got You're Too Slow. Hero action. Confuse the vote. Remove an amount of threat from the scheme equal to your thwart. So this is kind of like a spin dash but for thwarting, but it's definitely a bit worse. As again, it's not a hero response. So it can't be used in the villain phase. And it also costs double the amount of resources, being cost 2 instead of cost 1. But still, not a bad card at all. As again, the free confusion and a free thought, still very handy to have. And definitely not something you're gonna regret. Then we have his only support Tornado. So every character you control gains the aerial choice. Alter Ego action. Exhaust Tornado, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, put them back in A order. Honestly, this is probably the worst card in his hero pack, if you ask me. Because, like, the aerial trait is good. Like, that's great. The alter ego action, though, I don't see that being played a whole lot. Because you're gonna get those cards no matter what. It's not like you can look at top 5 and then choose to discard some or something. No, it's just, you just look at top 5 and that's it. You can't move them in any way. So I don't see a whole lot of point to that, but the aerial trait can definitely come in handy. Then we got Sonic Shoes, an insanely good card. After you use a basic power, draw a card. Limit once per round for each power. So, similar to his ability, if you thwart, attack, and defend, you draw 1 card for each. So that's a total of a 3 card draw per turn. That's insane. And on a 2 cost upgrade, so it's not like a nick, it's permanent. It's not going anywhere. Why would you not want this on the field? This is insane. Then we have Super Pira. Max 1 per player. When you use a basic power to discard Super Pira, you get +1 to that power for this use and Ready Sonic. So again, really good card. There is pretty much never a reason to not have this out. As it only does good things. As you can just, it's a free Ready and a +1 to the power for that use. That's really helpful. And just extends you because it also wedges you so you can do even more on the turn than you already can. So that's it for, oh, I'm done. We have World's Fastest Hedgehog. Heal Interrupt. Exhaust World's Fastest Hedgehog. Way starting. So again, it's an interrupt. So during the villain phase, you could use this, which actually is incredibly insane now that I think about it. So this is basically just a free extender for your turn since Lady and Sonic is what you need to do if you want to really push him. So that's all his identity cards done. Let's move on to his obligation. Snack Break. Give to the Sonic player. You may flip the Alter Ego. Choose. Exhaust your Alter Ego. Move Snack Break from the game. Exhaust your identity. Until the next turn ends, you must spend a energy resource as additional card for 1 your identity. Discard as obligation. So, I don't really see any situation with this card that you would pick 2. Because 2 is just so deadly to Sonic and his entire gameplay style. For 1, you have to exhaust your Alter Ego, but 1, that means you get a free mulligan, and 2, of all the ways to ready for in this deck, exhausting is not the biggest deal in the world. So then his Nemesis set, start out with the side scheme. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. I guess I gotta do this then. The Death Egg side scheme. When revealed, reveal 1 set aside a bandit conversion. If you're not, choose the encounter deck and just apply for a copy of bandit conversion and reveal. Force swaps. Every time it attacks an enemy, that enemy activates. So it's Super player adds a boost of 3. So it can be deadly. It really depends on the scenario for this one. Because, like, for example, there's only like a couple attachments. Wouldn't be that bad. But if it's like something with a ton, then you're in for a world of hurt with this thing on the board. So after that, we got the good doctor, Dr. Eggman. He has a boost of 2, 4 HP, 3 attack, 3 scheme, 1 attack, 4 HP with Insight 1. And he has Dr. Eggman gains plus 1 attack for each attachment on him. So that can be, it can add up. It can definitely add up. Force response. After attachment is attached to you, give Dr. Eggman a tough status card. So when attachment activates him, not only does he get tough, but he also might activate if the side scheme's on the board. So that can be deadly. Then the final cards, of course, Batman Conversion. Attach an ally or minion with the most remaining hit points without another copy of Batman Conversion attached. Treat attached ally as a minion with the tech trait in a blank text box. Attached minion's scheme equal to its printed through and does not take consequential damage. So you can just go like, oh, nice girl you have there. It's mine now. Which is brutal. Definitely not something you want to see. Okay. So that's the only cards you get in the heal pack. So now, let's go ahead and talk about what makes Sonic good and some cards that you want to add to his deck. Alright, so let's take a look at some really key cards to play Sonic. Got one for every aspect. We'll start with basic. So, for the basic aspect, we got Tenacity. Spend a punch resource and discard. What do you again, play self-explanatory. Radiant is very important when you play Sonic, as that just adds a whole new bucket of worms to your turn. With Sonic's main ability. Same as too. Your data gets plus 1 to each of his basic powers, plus 1 hand size, and plus 10 hit points. The plus 1 to each of his basic powers is the key one here. And Sonic loves his basic powers. He basically relies on them the entire game, unlike every other hero. This those are basically the main two that will be seen with these recommended cards. Cards that boost his basic power or what is it. And sometimes both. Then we have Depth Focus. Sonic has a lot of superpowers in his deck, like a lot. Most of them are superpowers, so it makes sense to have Depth Focus to reduce them. For example, you can do a free Spin Dash. That's awesome. Moving on, we got Justice, Whole Constitution, plus 1 to your base power. So Agile Flight. You get the aerial trait with just your basic heal pack with the Tornado. So I say use it. Which is why it's here. Make an entrance, you get a little boost to your basic thought, as well as to do some healing. Jaw and Wolf for very similar reason as Agile Flight. You have the aerial trait, might as well use it. And they're also good cards to begin with. Moving on to the next aspect, we got Protection with Desperate Defense. We talked about this card earlier. We heal defense, plus 2, and take no damage, ready. The boost to defense plus the already, really helpful to see. Indomitable, already. Again, self-explanatory. And an armored vest to get a boost to your basic powers. Yeah, thankfully these cards are not very hard to explain. Now, moving on, we got Leadership. Morale boost, plus 1 to all of your stats until the end of the round. Again, pretty self-explanatory. Moxie, as they change form, you get plus 1 to its base power to the end of the round. Again, self-explanatory. Push ahead. Now this card is special. So basically, hero action thought. Exhaust your hero. Move threat from a scheme equal to the total of your hero's thought, attack, and defense values. So, let's say, if you play Leadership with Sonic, you get a symbiote suit up, so that means your powers are 2-2-2. You thought, and then you attack. So that brings your powers up to 4, and then you play this. You remove 12 threat for a 3 cost. What? Like, that is really stupidly good. And definitely not something anyone would pass up. Then we have Lead from the Front. Choose a player, indicate that player shows gets +1 forward, +1 attack to the end of the phase. Again, self-explanatory. Moving on to the final aspect, Aggression. Whoops. So, first card we have here is Fluid Motion. After you play an attack event, exhaust this card, you get +1 attack to the end of the phase. Again, self-explanatory. In Aggression, you're probably going to have some attack events. Heck, Spin Dash is an attacking event. So, it's just basically a +1 attack. Why would you not want that? Combat Training. Get you attack by 1. Self-explanatory. Skill Strength to get a bit more damage from some basic attacks. I think that might also come with spin attacks as a heal interrupt. Then do damage to enemy good attack. Basically just a healer action version of spin dash that costs 1 more. Still very handy to have. And dive bomb, because you got that area trait, you should use it. I think that is going to wrap it up for this first video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Very soon I'll be uploading an update to this with a gameplay video showing you how Sonic can kick some butt. I'll see you guys then, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, do all the standard YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, comment. All that will be very much grateful for. As well, I'm letting you guys decide who I am going to fight. It could be a hero officially released for the game, or it could be a custom hero, a custom villain. It could be a released villain or a custom villain. Does not matter. Just bring in the comments. The most liked or most common suggestion will be who I fight. So please don't make it brutal. Please. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. See you guys next time.